I love covering the ancient giants mystery. And the other day, I was watching the Science Channel's Unexplained Files, and they told a very remarkable story about giants. Now, not that long ago, a farmer claimed that he had stumbled upon an ancient site in the Lesser Caucasus Mountains in Georgia. The farmer said that he had discovered an ancient stone crypt, and he came across two giant human skeletons sitting on chairs around a very large table. Now, throughout the world, there are many locations where it is believed that giants once lived, and Georgia is one of these locations. Now, some of the Georgian researchers heard about this discovery, and they wanted to go see if it was true. So off they went deep into the mountains, hoping that they would be able to find this ancient site. And they did find it. But sadly, the crypt had collapsed, and it was now filled with soil and just tons of debris. Now, these scientists now knew that this farmer was telling the truth. Well, at least in regards to this ancient stone structure, but it did make them wonder, could there actually be giant human skeletons under this debris? So they started to dig. And not too long after these archaeologists started digging, they did find bones, and these bones were huge. So the team took some samples and they returned to the Georgian capital. And these samples were taken to a very famous and a very well-respected scientist, and I'm sure I'm not going to be able to pronounce his name right, so I'll put it in text. Now, this world-famous scientist said that if these bones were human, these humans must have been at least 9 to 10 feet tall. Now, these archaeologists gave these bones to the scientist so he could examine them. But before he can come to a conclusion, he died, and these bones mysteriously vanished. Now, I have been covering giants for a very long time, and throughout the last 3 centuries, there has been some very credible people claiming that they too had found giant human skeletons. And shortly after these people, or archaeologists, had come forward, these bones in every single case had also mysteriously vanished. And this case in Georgia is one of the most credible cases where giant bones have been found and have mysteriously disappeared. Now, in 2014, the Science Channel stumbled upon this story, and they were just blown away. So they contacted all the people involved with the original dig in hopes of getting to the bottom of this, and in hopes that they could return with them to the site where these giant bones were found. And the Georgian archaeologists agreed, and they all went off back into the mountains. Now, on the way to the site, archaeologist and researcher Bruce Fenton, who accompanied the original team, noticed huge stone blocks, and these enormous blocks seemed to have been part of an ancient building. He also found traces of ancient roads and various other odd structures, making him believe that there might just have been an ancient city here. And due to the fact that these stone blocks were so big, it did make him and the team wonder if this location was at one time inhabited by an ancient race of giants. Now, this ancient site is said to be about 2,000 years old, and I believe they're waiting on permits before they can dig again. So it will be interesting to see if these permits will actually get approved, and if they do, will they find any more evidence of these giants? Now, there are also a lot of legends and stories about giants within this region. When the Greeks arrived at the Caucasus Mountains, they told tales of giants, and one of these legends stated that one of these giants was chained to a mountain because he was being punished for revealing secrets to us humans. And these legends date back to about the exact same time period as this ancient site. Now, Bruce Fenton is also very famous for his work in the jungles of Ecuador, where he and his colleagues unearthed ancient tools that were just too big to be used by humans. And these tools were found right next to a 270-foot pyramid-like structure. And this structure is made out of huge stone blocks. And some of these blocks weigh up to 2 tons, and nobody really knows who made this pyramid. And the tribes throughout this region also say that giants once lived here. Now, if it wasn't for the show The Unexplained Files, I probably would have never heard about these discoveries. And that does shock me because I'm always researching the ancient giants mystery, making me wonder how many more discoveries are out there that I've never heard of. Now, this next story comes from Asia, and I have been wanting to cover it for a very long time. Now, I can't really find the exact date, but this legend is ancient, and it comes from northern China and southern Siberia, and it is pretty crazy. But there are some details within this legend that really stood out to me. Now, passed down for eons is a story about an alien invasion, and these aliens fought and enslaved the people within this region for a very long time. And these aliens forced them to build pyramids and also to mine mysterious elements deep within our Earth. Then a mysterious race of 10 to 12 foot tall red-haired giants showed up and basically kicked these aliens' asses. Not only were these giants more intelligent than these alien beings, but they also seemed to possess supernatural powers. And the Chinese and Siberians of that time thought that they were gods, and they said that they came from the depths of our Earth. Now, what really stood out to me about this ancient legend is yet again, these giants had red hair. in almost every story I uncover regarding giants throughout the world, they always seem to have red hair, and in some cases, supernatural powers and extreme intelligence. And of course, not to mention that they come from the depths of our Earth, very similar to some of my previous videos, such as the giants of Romania and the Busigi Mountain discovery, where these giants also had red hair, and they live within our Earth. Now, since there are so many legends throughout the world of these red-haired, earth-dwelling giants, it's starting to make me believe that there might just be some truth to these stories, as they come from every corner of the world, and they're all extremely similar. Now, a lot of people do believe, without a shadow of a doubt, that these giants do exist. Some believe that they are Nephilim, some believe that they are a more advanced cousin of ours, and some believe that they are alien beings. Now, whatever the case may be, I am blown away by all this, and I hope that someday soon, one of these scientists, or archaeologists, or just a random person finds undeniable proof of these giants. Now, what an amazing discovery that would be. Until next time, this is Paranormal Junkie. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned.